Good Novatos, thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. Infamous, coming at you live from San Jose, California, the West Coast. I just want to say thanks for watching yet another video. Thank you for hitting the like button on the video, and just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to tune in and watch me ramble or talk about bikes. You know what? I just love talking motorcycles, Harleys especially. I just love talking about this stuff. And talking of Harleys and my bike, especially my bike, I made a comment in the other video when I was talking about the Settlement Pro Series seat, the San Diego Customs, and I mentioned a touring type of bike. Like I said, I mean, I've mentioned this a lot in the comments. I've spoken to a lot of you guys where I've replied and mentioned the FXR fairing. It's a fairing that I've been wanting to put on my bike since I purchased my bike. And I've been dreaming about that fairing. I drool over that fairing all the time. I go on the YouTube videos and I watch those walk around videos of the FXR fairing. Like I said, I'm just a huge fan, and every time Matt Laidlaw puts a video with the FXR fairing, I have to tune in and watch it. I'm just in love with that fairing, and you know, like I said, there's different folks that love that fairing, and there's a lot of folks that just hate it. And like I said, I'm just a fan of that overall look.
Swing! Swing! Tentpole! She's a babe.
And there is a few folks in the Facebook group that have that fairing, and the bikes just look gorgeous. And if you guys have seen my own videos where I kind of pick my favorites from the Facebook group, they all have the FXR fairing. But honestly, I think the only reason why I haven't purchased it, or I've just delayed buying it, I just don't really see a need for me to get it. A lot of my riding is city riding around town, and a lot of the group rides around my area, they're usually on Saturdays, and I work 6 days a week. So by the time I'm off, a lot of the group rides are pretty much done, and the only real day I have to kind of go out on a group ride or just get out and ride is mainly Sunday. And I do try to get my riding in as much as I can, and that's usually to work and on my lunch and going home after work. So yes, let's just talk about the FXR a little bit. I'm not sure how I'm gonna structure this video. A lot of my stuff's pretty much, a lot of my videos are just kind of like a freestyle type of video. I don't do any planning or anything like that. I should, but I don't. I don't know. I mean, there's pros and cons to the FXR fairing. I think the most of it would be weight and I'm not sure about that bracket system that they have. The bracket system looks a little clunky in my opinion. I believe it looks like it's going to be a lot of metal on metal rubbing. I don't know. I'm not sure if they've updated the mounting system itself, but it looks like it goes on the frame, and then it's metal to metal. And I just don't know, by the time you decide to remove that, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of damage to the frame, painting wise. The other stuff, damage as in structural damage to the frame, I don't think so. But I would guess paint wise, the finish, I believe it is going to be a little bit of a problem if you decide to remove the fairing. So like I said, weight wise, my saddlebags, I believe they weigh about 20 pounds unloaded. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I did make a video on this. And this fairing itself, I believe it's about 12 pounds, or you know what, like I said, I can't remember, but maybe it's 4 pounds, the Road Warrior, and I believe the Plex Audio itself is about 12 pounds. So we're looking at about 40 pounds of extra weight on the bike as is. And it's still lighter than a frame-mounted fairing like the Road Glide. The Road Glide weighs in at about 850 pounds. So it's just something that I'm kind of thinking about, like, man, am I willing to compromise the handling of the bike to get that fairing, depending on how much it weighs. I don't think there's a video on how much that fairing weighs, and if I were to get it, I'd definitely put out a video about the weight. I do know it is going to affect the handling because of the weight and it being kind of high and stuff like that. It's above the fuel tank, so it is going to alter the overall handling of the bike. One of the reasons why I love my light touring style of bike is because it's light. It's got mid control. It's got a lot of storage capacity. The bags itself, the Leather Pros, they are expandable, so you could load a lot of stuff in them. And they're also soft bags, so they're flexible. You don't have to be limited by the shape of the saddlebag itself, and that's why I love these saddlebags so much. They're great, and they're also detachable, and the bike looks good without the saddlebags. That's almost not the same with the touring models or the full dressers. It's just not the same. I mean, you could remove the saddlebags, but it's just not going to look as good. And along with that style of detachable components, the fairing itself is also a quick detach. So you could run this bike naked within maybe 3 minutes of removing the fairing and the saddlebags, and you're ready. You're set to go, and the bike looks good. On the other hand, with the FXR fairing, there are some benefits. You get more wind protection, but and honestly, I do believe it looks wicked cool. It looks awesome. Oh, that's what that is. I'm gonna have to pull over in a bit. I forgot to strap my helmet down. Anyways, yes, the FXR fairing looks awesome. I like the way it looks. I'm a huge fan, but like I said, I think my style of riding just doesn't fit that fairing, and once you put that fairing on, it's not going anywhere. I have an idea of how I'm gonna wire stereo, and you know what? I think one of the reasons why I really wanted it is because it looks so damn good. And it fits the overall bike. I have the saddlebags. It's not going to look top heavy, but when I remove the saddlebags, it looks a little funky. But I've been seeing some Dynas out there with the FXR fairing, and it still looks good. I don't know. I mean, you guys leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Some of you guys don't like it, but it's just something that I do like. And $1,400 is a lot of money. Plus, you still have to paint it and all this other stuff, but all that other stuff I could do it myself. I have the tools. I don't have the paint booth, but I do have the skill to paint that fairing. This helmet was painted by yours truly, so it's just something that I've been thinking about. Something that my girl mentioned too when she heard the comment of a touring lowrider S. Like I said, this is a light touring, so there's a lot of benefits of having this bike the way it is. And like I said, I do love and enjoy my overall setup. I have mentioned some builds that I have probably had in mind after doing this build, and there's a few you guys that have sent me images, and I'm just impressed because that's the way I was thinking about doing my bike 1 year after doing my build. So I don't know, it's just a rambling video. Wanted to talk about the FXR fairing and wanted to see what you guys are at about it. Like I said, I know I could do it justice, making a proper install video and probably doing some other stuff, some extra content. Right now, I guess I was planning on buying another bike, but with the family and with the recent announcement of the 1250 Revolution Max, I'm still waiting on that 1250 iron. If anything, I'd look at that 1250 iron Sportster S, or probably another M8, or maybe even a Sportster, depending on what's available. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff. I just like looking at bikes. That's my favorite pastime, and having an FXR fairing will give me a lot to do. There's going to be a lot to do with that project, It's gonna be one of those probably like 7-part series, kind of like what I did with my handlebars.
Do it! Just do it!
So yeah, let's talk about about my plans with the FXR fairing. Like I said, I do have an idea of what I want to do with that fairing. Stereo wise, speakers, amp, Bluetooth amp, probably a 4-channel if possible. I like to get lowers and just have 4 speakers. And probably, I'm not sure if it'll fit this bike with the crash bar. I'll probably have to change the crash bar as well. And with the extra weight, I'd probably want to go stage 2. So, I mean, it's a huge jump. It's going to be a lot of money, but I don't know. I was just kind of saying, you know, it's time for a new look. Maybe that's the new look I was probably thinking about.
Nice.
You guys just stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.